Hey, psst, yeah, you! Have you ever encountered issues into your game? Random crashes, performance issues, combat stutter, NPCs acting weird, and sudden hair loss? Okay, I don't know about the last one, but if you are looking to remove problematic mods, welcome gentlemen to the SAS mods, aka the anti-mod type of series. My deepest apologies in advance, I'm working on my own full mod list, so here you see me trying to mess around with Dino and trying different presets. If my game footage right now looks a little bit similar to vanilla Skyrim, it's because of that. Very quick, if you want to support this channel, feel free to drop a like or subscribe, it means a lot to me. Only 9.2% of you guys who are watching those videos are actually subscribed. That being out of the way, let's start. This is Quick Light. It's a mod that adds quick light to your lanterns for you to explore Skyrim, and it adds many problems into your game because there are many mistakes into it. And I'm not talking about the Bob Ross type of happy mistakes. There is something weird going on with the lighting and having conversations. This mod, it always caused me random crashes, or if not crashes, just weird problems in my game in general, that being losing FPS. I will always recommend you to find a good lighting mod or use torches or other ways to fix that. I don't really have any recommendations for any replacements other than don't install this mod if you care about your game's health and also your mental health. That's the first mod of the series, and this is Quick Light. We have one of the mods you guys have suggested into my videos. That's right, if you want to suggest any of the mods, feel free to type it down in the comment section, and if I have used that mod, I might as well cover it. It also helps me to brainstorm into more ideas of those type of mods, and thank you. Thank you for recommending this mod, you know who you are. This is Dynamic Fires. It's a very cool mod that it gives you the power to be God. Okay, I'm joking. It gives you the power to simply remove fires or turn fires down by casting magic spells into it, usually frost spells, but there is many bugs where you can actually do this with lightning spells or fire spells even. The mod is slightly buggy, it is not that bad. I never had crashes with this mod in any of my mod lists. What I had was some weird graphical issues happening with the fires, or in distant fires there is some flickering that always comes to loss of performance, spells not working properly, minor things happening with this. Many times with this mod I had fires turn off automatically and it's a little bit buggy. There is an updated version called Fires Redux, which is going to fix some of the issues that I had. If you really want the ability to turn fires down by casting frost spells and whatnot, this is your best option to replace the previous one. Essentially the same mod but slightly less buggy. It's a mod that I might add to my mod list, but this is why it is taking me so long to create my full mod list, because I want everything to work perfectly without any issues. Use this mod on your own risk, don't expect it to be perfect. Okay, next one is going to be spicy. This might sound a little bit controversial, but we live in a society where prostitution, no matter where you're coming from, has been on the increase since forever, in any way or form. This is Immersive Wenches. Immersive Wenches is going to add a bunch of influencers or Twitch streamers into your game when you go to your local inn. Instead of them broadcasting, they're going to cause many problems to your game. Memes aside, I have a strict rule that anytime you add a mod in any Bethesda game, Skyrim aside, that adds NPCs in both interiors and exteriors, there is many problems that can be caused in the cells of the selected space, and it usually comes with random crashes or FPS issues, especially if you're using many beautification type of overhauls or physics, and you call it. Anytime you add something that adds NPCs, you have to be extremely careful how recent the mod is and how many updates it has. Immersive Wenches doesn't have any of those. I will highly recommend you to drop this mod completely, and this is my humble plebeian opinion. I will always try to keep my game lore friendly. Lore friendly means not have to be assaulted by big ass titties every time you enter into an inn. Some of you might hate me for this. This is player headtracking. Any form of headtracking you are going to get into your game, it drains so much FPS and it also causes issues. Many crashes as well. There has been a million of different patches or voice lines or anything like that, head-tracking has been always causing issues to any mod list, and there is a reason why. Many of the high-end mod lists you can find, at least from the people who know what they are doing, they are not going to include head-tracking. You don't have to remove any of the mods if it doesn't cause you issues, but if it does, know that it's extremely bad, and I don't see many people talk about this one. So that being said, let's move to the next one. We have Skyrim Reputation. It is, no pun intended, a very famous mod where it overhauls the reputation system into your game, even if you are the good guy or the bad guy. It has been included in many videos, it has been a highlight for years, and sadly all of the issues that it has, that you can go and check on the page, they just keep persisting no matter how many patches you put into it. The conversation / reputation has always been something very weird to try and tweak and fix, which to this day we don't have that many mods around it just for this reason, and the fact that this mod received its latest update at 2019, the same year where I bought my latest shoes. It means that it is very much broke. You can use it as always on your own risk, but at least you cannot go to the comments and say that I didn't warn you about it. It comes down to the clickbait type of idea, as you guys call it, and I represent you enhanced volumetric lighting and shadows. And you will say, oh my god, Kavou, not enhanced volumetric lighting and shadows. EVLaS is a mod that adds dynamic shadows which some are hand placed into the world. This mod looks really nice, but the problem is, if you are using an ENB, if you are using community shaders, if you are using Dynolog, even if you don't use any of those modes, it's completely going to drain FPS with its shadows, and it makes it where you have some weird flickering, extremely dark shadows where speaking like pitch dark graphically doesn't look as impressive. It was an amazing mod when it came out, but the moment we've got community shaders or some other shadow options that I'm going to include here, everybody kinda stopped using this one. It is my own humble opinion to recommend you not to use this one. If you are using an ENB, the ENB itself is going to fix your shadows, similar with community shaders, and you can even go and replace this with Shadow Boost, which is an amazing mod that grabs the different shadows you get and adjusts both its distance, the diffusion it has, the performance, just to help you run your game much more smoother with better performance and not having any negatives from it, while your game still looks graphically amazing. Shadows and God rays are the two things in Skyrim that will always drain your FPS, which is why you always want to be very careful about what you do with your shadows, which is again why I would recommend you not to use this mod. Have in mind even weather mods add shadow. You can let me know what you think about this one. That being said, I'm gonna move to the next one. Next we have holidays. Kavou, not the holidays, are going to celebrate Christmas or Halloween or I don't know, whatever that is. Holidays is an amazing mod that I was using for many years. There is many patches to fix it, and essentially it does a bunch of holidays. They come around with a Skyrim's lore, which is a very amazing mod where all of the villages and towns will dynamically change. However, what will dynamically change is also your game's performance, including crashes when you go to specific areas and towns, crashes after a specific time played into your game. Maybe it's a skill issue from my part that I've never managed to make this mod work, but I was always having issues with this one, and I don't think I'm the only one. If you want to replace holidays, I'll recommend you to go for Seasons of Skyrim. It doesn't have holidays really, it has the same concept of areas dynamically changing, similar to Witcher or other RPGs where the world will always feel alive and well. I don't use holidays, I love the mod so much, but I wish we had something or a smaller thing when it comes to the holidays mod. Next, we have another mod that one of you guys have suggested into the channel, and this is Conquest of Skyrim. I've included many Civil War / Conquest type of mods, but Conquest of Skyrim, when it comes down to it, I think it's the best Conquest type of mod. It specifically enhances the Civil War quest line, it adds so much more content, it makes the fights and the wars so much more better. This mod is absolutely fantastic, and I love to use it sometimes myself to confess to you my sweet little crime. However, with great power comes many crashes. And this mod, oh boy, this mod has all of them. If you have a day or two, you can go to the bugs section and you go ahead and read all of those. I don't want to be mean about this mod, there is patches around it. I've seen mod lists with over 1,000 mods, which somehow make this mod work. No matter what you do, will always crash your game, and that will be the least of your problems with this mod. There is more and more updates coming out, patches for different things, so there is hope for Conquest of Skyrim. I will however recommend you not to use this one. Let me know if you agree or not. And last but not least, we have a mod that I'm going to get bombarded in the comment section, and this is Maximum Carnage. It adds, similar to Fallout, dismember options. It works with XP32 skeleton. You want to kill Nazim? Now with this mod you can see his head explode, being cut into a million pieces. From NPCs fighting other NPCs, this mod has been mostly buggy when it comes to it. I've got many different crashes and I've tried to adjust my game to it and get everything work, but I always get something bad happen to my game. It's an extremely famous mod and many of you will hate me for this, but I think you can completely replace this with a bunch of other options. You can for instance go to Mikhail mods and he has a dismember type of series where when you kill for instance a mud crab, it's going to turn into pieces, or the same for Chorus. We don't have that many other dismember type of mods, but I would rather use the lightweight mods that I've linked you as replaces than actually use Maximum Carnage. I don't think it even looks that good in the game. Skyrim is not a gore type of game, it's not like the Fallout series. Aside from my personal opinion, this mod will cause many scripting errors or many things going bad. Those were the 10 mods for this week that I've included into SAS mods. Some of those, maybe all of them, might be completely miss. Hit or miss, you call it. All of those mods are mods that I'm not using just to get maximum performance, and you can let me if you agree or not, or which mod I didn't do justice. Closing the video, I want to apologize in advance and tell you that I'm not an expert when it comes to making those videos, so there will be many mistakes coming down my part. Even talking English is very challenging to me, so I want to thank you for your patience and your wholesome support, guys. You can drop a like or subscribe to the video or comment down your opinion to support the channel. That was for the SAS mods, and I will see you in the next one. It was me, Kavou, and happy modding!